Oh, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you. I mean, he's not fulfilling any of the major promises that I saw were responsible for him taking office in the first place. I mean, the beautiful thing about the 2008 election is they didn't have to steal it.
Right.
You know, it's funny. A lot of people were sitting up all night, or they were going to anyway. But I mean, the election was, it was over so fast. I mean, I was surprised. Mm-hmm. I mean, with the amount of votes that were coming in, and how quickly the tide turned against McCain, and how quickly it became apparent that he was going to win. I mean, before we went to bed that night, we knew that Obama had won. Sure. It was astounding, at least to me. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, again, that's, I thought it was funny. I was like, wow, so many people like me were waiting for it to be stolen again. But of course, it didn't need to be stolen.
Sure. Now, Dylan, obviously your history, at least your public history, is certainly focused on 9/11. But as I'm positive, and from talking to you just now, I know you're obviously staying abreast of what's going on now. When you look at things, and I'll point specifically to the underwear bomber on Christmas, when you look at that guy, and already there's talk about, well, there was only the one guy on the plane. Well, now it comes out that there was actually two guys on the plane. And then it comes out that there was actually some other guy at the airport that got this guy on the plane. Do you almost see it as...
Oh, yeah, we do this all the time, he said.
Right. Do you see this as just another administration almost test running to see where the next 9/11 is going to come from, or what angle they can get it done with?
Yeah, and I mean, I for all we know, I mean, the Christmas Day bombing could have actually been much worse, and it could have been because of either the guy was a complete moron, which, it's funny, they have a habit of recruiting people for these operations that aren't exactly the brightest bulbs in the bunch.
Right.
And I mean, like, the people that were hired to drive the truck bomb into the garage of the World Trade Center in '93, they were literally retarded. So, I mean, it's weird how they always find these mental misfits to pull off these jobs. So I'm wondering how much worse this attack was supposed to have been. And again, as you said, you have all these weird reports of people helping him onto the plane and other passengers on the plane that suddenly disappear. And again, granted, there's supposed to be a certain amount of confusion in the aftermath, but again, I think the testimony of the fellow passengers at Amsterdam saying that they saw what they saw, I mean, they were even on CNN. Mm-hmm. It's funny, like the first report of that came out, and then like a week later, they finally were brought onto CNN for their story. And I mean, I haven't heard a follow-up. I haven't heard any kind of, second story about that. So it's kind of puzzling to me. I unfortunately don't have much information to draw off of, but
sure.
I'm unfortunately at this point, especially when I hear it being, and now I'm hearing, Bin Laden has reportedly taken responsibility and Al Qaeda has taken responsibility. I mean, it's the boogeyman,
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can think of when I hear Al Qaeda and Bin Laden, because we haven't actually seen proof that Bin Laden is alive, actual physical proof, since December 2001, and even then we don't know when that tape was recorded. Anything after that is highly suspect.
Right, sure. And it's just interesting when you compare that situation that's going on now with the whole situation of, hey, there was all kinds of explosions that brought down Building 7 and both of the trade towers, and then there wasn't explosions, then it just fell down, and now you're looking at there was only one guy, and now there's two guys and three guys. It's almost like it's a replay with a different players, but it really is almost like it's a replay. Scary times, man.
It's a 9/11 remix, but thankfully nobody died.
Yeah, yet. I mean, who's to say that that was the first one? I mean, allegedly, wasn't there a plane that went down the other day that under mysterious terms, like in Ethiopia or somewhere?
Yeah, I remember, like, in the first 72 hours after, the Christmas incident, I mean, you couldn't go an hour without reading a new article on the news about how some new plane was grounded somewhere because someone saw something suspicious, which later turned out to be completely innocuous. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you have to wonder how many things are slipping through the cracks at the same time. So it's crazy, man. I mean, our world right now is just absolutely nuts, and I mean, it's going to take a lot to fix it. I mean, a lot. I mean, just between all the money that's going to the banks right now and all the money that's not going to the right places, and just everyone's just so screwed up right now. I mean, between the record unemployment, the wars that we were told were going to end still haven't. The list of things for people to feel disenfranchised and disappointed about just keeps growing and growing in a daily rate. And I really have to wonder at what point people are just going to snap.
Sure. Well, do you think that there'll ever be a time, though, when the people have enough gumption behind them to actually say, no, enough of this, we don't care about you guys' plots anymore, and actually have like a revolutionary stance, as we go forward?
God, man, I hope so. And I was kind of hoping that it would happen in 2005 or 2006 when the truth movement kind of came to a head, and it really seemed like, people on a widespread nature were starting to learn about this kind of stuff. But I mean, people are just so damn complacent, man. I mean, I guess it's pretty easy in today's day and age to be, A, distracted by all the things we have around us, and B, just to feel like there's not a damn thing we can do. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's really tough, but, I mean, it's really, I think, going to come down to a moment of fight or flight for a lot of people, and it's really, I mean, a lot of people are just not going to, it's going to take a lot of pushing for them to finally start pushing back.
Sure.
So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm all for the people standing up peacefully in a peaceful evolution as opposed to a violent revolution. But it seems like the only way things have ever actually gotten done in countries is through a revolution of some kind. So I guess that's, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea what's on the horizon, but I'm just hoping that things can actually change and do it with no lives lost. But we are a bit of a violent culture. So.
Yeah, I would say. Well, I'll tell you what, Dylan, we got to take a quick break. You got time to hang for one more segment?
Yeah.
All right, well, then let's take a quick break, and we will be right back with filmmaker Dylan Avery, who made the Loose Change American Coup movie. It's out now, and we'll be right back. It's all the news.